All right, so today we're gonna talk about alignment and cardio actually. What most people hate. I think a lot of us have had this perception that cardio fucking sucks, it's useless, there's no point to doing it. And before that actually, there's like, before 2016, 17, 18, it was like there was this obsession with cardio. We thought this was the only way to lose fat and get shredded. Then what was great, we had a lot of amazing studies coming out how like showing that resistance training, you know, weightlifting is basically the key to really sustained long-term fat loss, which I agree. For instance, like two huge longevity metrics are grip strength and quad strength lead to the longest longevity basically for a lot of people. But I want to talk about cardio because, and alignment, because as many of you know, I'm working through this I got all my bands right now. I have this weakness on the right side of my glute hip, my right groin, and then on my shoulder I got some strengthening within the rotator cuff that I'm doing for alignment. Because in CrossFit, I've done a lot of CrossFit. We do snatch, so you're here, boom, pull, and then you catch, and it's like the perfect test for strength and alignment. Now, as I'm recovering and getting stronger here, I'm also now getting into cardio again and running and swimming. And I forget, I used to run a lot when I was in the Air Force, like 5Ks, nothing too crazy. And then once I started swimming when I got into CrossFit, I loved it because it's like zero gravity type, or it's like resistance in all directions. So for alignment, swimming is so good because you're getting resistance in all 360 degrees of your joints basically while you're swimming. But when I'm just thinking about running, I ran like 5K last night, 5 kilometers last night. And with my ankle that I'm getting stronger, it's like I have this really tight calf and hamstring. So it's like I really gotta stretch it out and then consciously with my toes splay them while I'm running. I'm like, wow, I can't believe like how important running is and cardio is for the alignment. Yoga and weightlifting loves to really focus on it. Pilates, alignment, snatch, like I said in CrossFit is perfect, but I'm just like, wow, just simply running, simply swimming, simply cycling. If you do those things, a lot of times back pain will go away. So if you're someone that has back pain, if you're someone that has major shoulder pain, if you do these repetitive movements over and over again and really are focusing on the form, it's so key. So what this form of like repetitive exercise or cardio, a lot of times people think of it in CrossFit, they call it monostructural exercise. So like rowing, right? When you're just rowing over and over again, or when you're running, or when you're jump roping, all of that stuff is monostructural. So, and with weightlifting, you can only do the same movement over and over again for so long, right? Like you can do a bunch of body weight snatch, which actually I think is really good. Body weight, or not body weight, just lightweight, or with the band. With me right now, it's like I'm working through that. Right, see right here, I got to strengthen, boom. So I can sit here and hit reps all day and train. This is kind of like my own form of like a monostructural exercise. But I'm just thinking for most of us, when it just comes to getting back on our routine, if we lost weight or we fell out of, we lost our focus because of an injury or other life circumstance, the easiest way to get back to it is a lot of time is that cardio. It is kind of just getting back running again, getting back on the bike, getting in the pool, swimming, those things are so crucial. And I just noticed like when I'm running last night, I'm like, dude, this is a game changer. People get obsessive with the running. And there's even this like phenomenon that I think is really cool that you can kind of take it with a grain of salt, take it your own way. While you're running, you look at it as like a positive visualization and meditation. So while you're running, you don't have to. The problem with running and a lot of times these cardio-based activities is that we are hating it the whole time. Like mentally, our attitude is just terrible, And if you can switch it, so what a lot of sports psychologists or performance hypnosis type people that are in that space of like the quantum physics of the body and performance, they recognize like you can have like these quote unquote quantum leaps or upgrades in your attitude, your state of being while you're running even, because you could like look at it like look at you just staying proud, staying focused, staying peaceful. Don't worry about winning. Don't worry about beating any times. And I think that's what kills a lot of people getting into running and getting into a lot of forms of exercise, is honestly tracking the stats too much and getting obsessive about it. It kills you, because when you do worse than you did yesterday, statistically, it can really F with you. It can really screw up your momentum. So I think it's really key to just focus on like how you feel in the moment, that quantum type upgrading of exercise while you're exercising. So for me right now, since I've been running, I'm not tracking right now how long I'm running, how fast my splits are. I don't give a shit about any of that right now. I just want to know, I just want to feel good running. And if you know this, if you're an athlete, sports are the funnest, right? Like with the ball, I'm watching the baseball playoffs right now. You got Mookie Betts out there. You got Fernando Tatis. That that division series in baseball is fascinating. We got football going on. You know, if you just think about reacting and performing and enjoying the way you're playing, and you're looking to win on each movement, that's a lot better than just counting your splits. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that who's the top receiver right now, killing it? Mike Evans. Mike Evans in the Buccaneers, when he's catching his touchdowns, run. Do you think he's thinking about like, oh yeah, I just ran that 40. That's the fastest I've ever ran the 40-yard dash. I ran it 4.2 seconds on that sprint right there on that touchdown. Dude, he doesn't care. He just wants to get the ball in his hand, make a play, and he's just gonna do it with fun. So I think what I like to think now when I'm running, if I'm out running like I did last night, and I think a lot of us can take away with this, is like combine kind of these playful aspects with your cardio, and not in the sense of tracking your split per mile. That's okay if you like that and that's you, go ahead. But to me, that's boring, and I hate that, dude. I mean, I'm down to compete and search to get better, but in the mean way, if you learn how to love what you're doing during the run, during the bike sesh, it's a way better experience. You know what I'm saying? If you're someone that mountain bikes and you know you're looking to compete, don't lose that love for what you noticed on the trail. It's like, look at the trees, look at the birds. Don't just, you know, you're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna hate the training while you do that. But what you're gonna find, the more that I'm basically getting to on the point of this video, is the more you're loving what you're doing in the movements, and you're attaching like a better energy with it, you are going to be more aligned doing it. Because what happens when you're doing it out of exhaustion and like competing, you start doing bad form. You start doing bad form, and then you fuck shit up, and then you get hurt, and then there's no point. And there's no point anymore. So that's one thing I do have to recognize about running. If you're new and you're getting into running again, it sucks at first because you'll be going super slow. And so you kind of have that feeling, like, I think we called it like in, what do we call it? In like track and field, he's dogging it, we would say. Like if someone was like, if you're like really struggling, obviously that's a competition. So that's different. So if you feel like you're dogging it on your training, like where you're just like, you're fighting and resisting it, it's like, that's not good training, honestly. That is terrible training. And if you're going for a very high level of competition, you're gonna have those days that you're doing that. But all the high level coaches, they don't want you to train like that. They don't want you to be dying on your training. You know, they don't want that. Like if you look at marathon runners even, I think that they run like 80% of their training is at like aerobic level, like what zone 1 or 2, like zone 2 cardio or whatever, where it's like they're literally just like, it's conversation pace a lot of time. That's 80% of their training. The other 20% is them like cruising and like, and it's usually a little bit faster pace and it's lower distances. And so that's the secret, I think, with a lot of us getting into fitness, getting into shape again, looking to perform in a sport. We think that the training has to be shitty all the time. You need to love the training too. If you don't like the training, you're gonna be terrible. And this, I mean, I don't know anything about martial arts. I'm not in that world, but I believe it's probably the same principle with martial arts. It's definitely gonna be hard when you're boxing. I know Mike Tyson even mentioned like, you know, discipline is doing the things that, the things that you hate, but doing it like you love it. And I totally can feel that, because it's like when you are training to get to that next level, it's like sometimes it's gonna be, you have to do the things that you're not the biggest fan of, but you gotta love doing it. Do the things that you hate with love, bro. And when you do that, your training, everything else is so much better. So I guess that's kind of the takeaway from this is like, if you're someone that knows you need to get running, you know you need to lose significant weight, you need to do swimming, whatever it is, some form of activity, even if it's just dancing, which I fucking love too. Dancing is amazing. Even if it's just that, do it with love, man. Do it with love. And the hard stuff too, man. Do the hard stuff too. You know, you're gonna be running. I would say just after how much I've ran and then taking that break with this healing and now getting back to running, running's the truth, man. Running is good. We are human beings, dude. We are meant to run. And what I'm noticing too, what I think is really key, and if I can't remember who I heard this from, but if this is even true, but I heard there's like a definition in the dictionary, one of the dictionaries, it says, walking is just controlling your fall, right? Walking is just controlling your fall. And I can see it with the baby. I got a little baby girl right now. It's like, she can't walk yet, but it's like she's only can fall right now. But when she can walk, she'll just be controlling her fall. And so when you get into running, running is gonna allow you to walk so much better, because if you can run 10 kilometers and you can do it very smoothly balanced, boom, boom, balanced, in sync. I'm not forcing it. I'm going slow if I want to. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. Maybe I'm listening to music. Maybe I'm listening to a podcast. Maybe I'm just enjoying the nature. I'm breathing. Everything's cool. Now when you get ready to walk, walking is going to be so easy. Walking is just, your fall will be so easily controlled. So you'll be chilling. Your fall will be easily controlled. And that's all you really want out of your life, because like I said, if at the start, if your quads are strong and your grip strength is strong, you're already gonna live a long time in your life. Now, if you can walk and run, you are obviously clearly going to be able to stay on your feet far more than the people that are not doing it. You're gonna avoid a lot of injuries. You're gonna avoid hip imbalances, shoulder imbalances, lumbar imbalances that I'm learning to work through right now. And that's key. You want to avoid that stuff. And if you're a young man in your 20s, be careful on the scooter and the motorized equipment, because you'll fall, and then you might fall, and then you got to go through this healing stuff too. But anyway, that's what I would say. So if you're someone that's really looking to just get back to it, man, find that activity that just is really simple, repetitive, that you can do over and over again, at least 20 minutes. I think Dr. Rhonda Patrick, she's a famous researcher in San Diego. She does a lot of studies on biometric data and how exercise specifically impacts our longevity, our hormone profiles right now, everything about how we can rock out life today in this moment. This woman studies in regards to fitness, and she talks about how with cardio, and once you get beyond like 20-25 minutes, your body hits like this new level of kind of flow, because we all know the first 5 to 10 minutes it's kind of hard sometimes, right? That's why I like to start slow at the beginning. And then when you get being 20 to 30 minutes, you usually can hit a really smooth, sweet spot with how not only the effects that you're getting, but also the way you're feeling during it. So this is why for me, I really like to train like 5K and up to like 10K, because I can usually train that. It's usually gonna get me somewhere between 20 to 60 minutes. And I don't really like to go beyond that right now. I'm not a marathon runner. Some people love that, go ahead. But she's just saying, like, when you look at the data, if you get 25 minutes or so of cardio, dude, it's so big, it's so key. It's gonna, your muscle mass will stay a lot stronger that way, rather than like if you do too much cardio, and your mood, your hormone levels are on the up, dude. So find something that you love that you can do 20 to 30 minutes. Even if you don't love it, do it like you do love it, or incorporate some level of fun. Don't judge yourself. Don't measure the statistics too much. And that's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of things I'm working through right now that I'm excited to share with you guys. As you guys know, I coach fitness, but on side of that, I set these huge goals about almost a year ago, 10-ish to 12 months ago, that I was working. I'm gonna start a 10-song album and get myself to a 5-minute breath hold and a 30-meter free dive. Now life has gotten really wild this year, and it's been amazing. I got a baby, I got a wife, everything's cool, and now we're building up from this new foundation. So the music's coming along on this channel. I share the progress with that. And then also the breath work that I'm doing is helping me not only in sports, and it's helping me feel so much better emotionally, because I'm doing this deep, like inner childhood healing journey alongside the sports performance, the breath work, the alignment, and the music. It's all really special. It's really exciting. So I'm excited to be sharing this stuff with you guys, because I was really going through, honestly, a tough time this year, a really hard time. When I set these goals and intentions, I thought this documenting process of this journey was gonna be really easy, but it's like life kind of hit me with these challenges, these obstacles that are illusions that are now setting me up with the ability to speak about how I'm doing it. Now I'm gonna go achieve these goals. I'm gonna show you guys what's up, get back to where I was performing in CrossFit, and then feel great in the pool, swimming, diving, get that free dive in. The music's gonna be kick-ass, dude. It's fun. So make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, share with your homies and friends if you're looking for basically someone to join you in what they're doing with their life to getting to the next level, especially within self-improvement. I love self-improvement, and I feel like I have a lot of great tips to share. I really feel like I do. My intentions are just really to selfishly get my body where I need to be in my performance and feeling great with my levels of emotion. And so it actually helps me a lot too by just sharing this on the internet. And I know a lot of people feel that as well too when they're watching it. So thanks for checking us out. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.